Yeah. What? Who was that? So I don't know if you notice anything different, but I'm trying something new. Uh, so let me know in the comment section if you can tell the difference and if you like it. You know, I mean, I like it, but I'm just saying it's not always up to me. It's up to y'all too. You know, we family. So if you like it, hey. If you don't, I'm sorry. But I'm trying something new. So tell me if you like it. I don't know why I smiled like that. All right, let's go. You ready? Did I say something? Sup? No.
Today's video is brought to you by Vikings War of Clans.
Right.
If you're a fan of real-time strategy games such as Tiberium's Sun or Red Alert from the good old days,
Not
Vikings
really.
is definitely worth your time. What makes Vikings so addictive is that there is more than 20 million online users who are constantly changing the way the game evolves. From the never-ending battles over resources to forging new alliances and competing in live events, you can even choose your own playstyle. Either defeat the enemy by diplomacy or amass a great army and overwhelm them. I personally recommend the latter. Support my channel by downloading Vikings for free from using the links in the description. You'll also get a special bonus of 200 gold coins and a protective shield. Vikings is also holding a contest on Friday, October 5th on their Instagram page.
Right.
We'll be giving away a total of 4 drones to the winners. Under the download links is a link to the Instagram page with all the information you'll need about the contest.
Okay.
Download Vikings War of Clans today.
I was really close to skipping. Just saying. All right.
Graphic warning.
Why you gotta say it like that? Deep web horse. God damn it. All right, let's go. The freak show. Wow. Okay. Oh, I did not.
This happened a few years ago. I haven't touched any technology after what happened until now. So I've been using tech since I was a kid.
Right.
When I was 12, I learned how to write scripts and programs to hack into systems.
Damn.
And ever since, I was hooked. In my second year of university, I was quite good at hacking, albeit somewhat cocky. Throughout high school, I had made a lot of money hacking.
I can see where this is going, and I don't like it. You know, he's been hacking. I don't know how old he is now, but he's been hacking since he was 12. Something tells me he's gonna be hacking into the wrong shit, and what was that? Oh. Oh my god, okay. Okay, so this is like taped. So I heard it. Alright, it was my bad. I heard it fall, but I mean I heard it like yeah, but like I didn't think it was gonna fall. That I saw it fall, but I still got scared shitless. That's crazy. Okay. I probably should edit this, but you know, it's whatever, I guess. Okay. I highly doubt you're gonna fall this time. I'm double taping your video. Okay, we should be good, hopefully. But what I was gonna say is he's been hacking for so long that I think he's gonna hack into the wrong shit and he's gonna get clocked.
People would come to me to recover their hacked social media accounts, or to hack into their boyfriend's phone to read their messages. I was known as the go-to guy if you wanted something hacked. Even my school would occasionally come to me for help.
Wow.
Like I said, I made a lot of money back in those days.
I was about to say.
Halfway through my second year of university, I started getting bored of this.
Okay.
The money was good, but there was no thrill anymore. One of my friends told me about this cool thing called the dark web. I had heard of the dark web before, but it never really seemed that interesting. My friend told me about how it was full of drugstores, weapons dealers, hackers for hire, and a bunch of fucked up porn sites.
See, that's messed up, because the person that told you that about the deep web also failed to mention that, hey, it's some scary ass shit on there. There's some weird ass shit on there. I mean, he said, some other things, but he didn't say the most important things. That if you enter the deep web, you're going to see something that you probably are going to regret for the rest of your life. It's probably going to scare the shit out of you. He forgot to mention that, which I think he knew, and he just didn't tell you on purpose, because if that's the case, you son of a bitch.
A hacker and a stoner, the dark web seemed right up my alley. When I got home that day, I fired up my computer and did some quick Googling. With my vast knowledge of technology, it didn't take me long to get set up with Tor and Tails installed on my computer. I browsed through the hidden wiki, finding most of the websites boring or dead. I texted my friend asking if he had any interesting link directories. He replied, "Here are a few of the ones I use."
God damn.
He then sent me 5 links. I decided to click on the second one and see what I could find. I scrolled through the directory for a few minutes. He was right about how interesting the dark web was. I couldn't figure out where to start, so I clicked on a chat room. The website looked old and primitive, but surprisingly there was one person online. I started talking to him. He seemed kind of shady.
Oh my God.
But this was better than just scrolling through a bunch of dead websites. He said he had been on the dark web for a while. Finally finding someone with a vast knowledge of what's on the deep web, I asked him if he had any interesting links. He sent me a link, then immediately left the website. I had no...
Oh, nah. See, let me tell y'all something about links. If somebody sends you a link without no description, or no description, I said it. If somebody sends you a link without saying nothing about the link or no description about the link, don't click on the clucking link. Because you clicked on the link that your man sent you without no description, right? And then you clicked on another link from a complete stranger that sent you. Oh, see, these lights were. I bought the lights because I thought, it was gonna calm me down, relax me, keep me at ease, but apparently it's not working. So did I buy the? Because the reason, that's the reason I bought the lights, because I love Christmas. That's my favorite holiday. You feel me? But it's like, and when I see lights, it's like when I see Christmas lights, it's like, I feel good. I feel at ease. I feel yeah. These bitches not doing nothing for me, cause I'm already on edge. And you already too deep, because I was about to save you, but it's like, you already too deep into it, and we barely started the video. Come on, man. Jeez.
Yeah, what was hidden behind that link. I wish I hadn't clicked on it. But at the time, my own curiosity overwhelmed me.
See?
And I clicked on the link without giving it a second thought. After it finally loaded, I was presented with a pop-up box. It said in red text, "If you don't know what's next, you're probably in the wrong place." There were 2 buttons, continue and leave. I instantly clicked continue.
You dumbass.
Biggest mistake of my life. It brought up a black screen with a blood-red title at the top. The Freak Show.
Oh, God.
A message popped up.
Hello.
Oh!
Interesting website you got here.
Thank you.
Oh,
Are you
God.
here for the show?
Hell no.
I thought to myself, what show? Out of curiosity, I replied, yes.
Since you are a first-time viewer, it's going to cost you 500 Bitcoin.
What?
Future viewings are free.
From all the money I made hacking, I had enough to fuel my curiosity, so I went ahead and paid the 500. After paying him, I was given a zip file instead of a link. I had developed a custom-made antivirus that appeared to work very well.
Oh.
So I took the risk and downloaded it. When I unzipped the folder, there was 2 files inside, an installer and a file named readme. I started by opening the text file. It just said,
Do not send the installer to anyone, or else.
Or else
I
what?
went ahead and closed the text and opened the installer. It took about 15 minutes to install, which is strange for my computer. After installing, it opened up automatically. Across the screen it said,
Hello. Welcome to the Freak Show. We use custom program for our streams instead of live streaming on tour due to the slow speeds. We also need the extra security.
After about 10 seconds, the screen changed. It was now a countdown with a chat room next to it. At this point, I was starting to feel that whatever happened next would not be good. The timer displayed that there was 30 minutes until the stream started. I set my screen name to James Kent 157, not my real name, but I needed an alias. I said hi in the chat, but was ignored. I waited the 30 minutes, and after the timer hit 0, a video feed began.
Oh my God.
On the screen there was a guy in a mask with 3 people side by side in front of him.
Ooh.
He started speaking with a voice changer.
Welcome to the Freak Show. We're happy to see all of our old viewers and a few new ones. We will now randomly choose one of you to tell us who to kill first and how to kill them.
Wow.
At that point, I realized I was fucked. I was in too much shock to close the window. I watched as the feed turned into a bunch of names scrolling until it landed on someone named Gore 725. I watched as he typed out his horrific demands, which involved stabbing and dismemberment and finishing him off with hot metal. I watched as the sicko did all of this.
You know you don't gotta watch, right? You know you don't have to witness this with your own corneas, right? You know you can just look away, right? You can close your eye sockets like this, right? You know that, right? Because something tells me you keep watching this, you don't get a thrill out of it, and you just, you're sick.
I watched as the victim screamed in pain. After everything was said and done, he said,
Now, who's next?
After he said that, I
Not
snapped
me.
out of it and went to close the page. When I clicked on the X, it said,
Sorry, no leaving midstream.
I was trapped. The randomizer popped up again, and this time, it landed on my username. I couldn't respond. Instead, I typed in the chat, You sick fucks. Why are you doing this? I was met with all the people in the chat calling me names like pussy, dumbass, retard. I then said, I'm calling the police. That was a big mistake. The owner of the site then said,
Call the police, and you'll be in the next stream.
Hell no.
Logan.
That made my heart freeze.
You got it.
He knew my real name.
See?
He then pasted my parents' names, my address, school, age, and IP in the chat.
Damn.
I immediately pulled the plug on my computer, and my screen went black. I then ran to my parents' room and told them what happened. They called the police, and they provided us with protection. Within a few months of investigation, they found the website's owner.
Damn.
He was a 32-year-old man who lived off a combination of welfare and the money he made from his red room. It was many years later before I finally started using technology again. The dark web is an abyss of terrible things, and if you're smart, you'll stay the hell away from it.
But you do realize, right, it's not over, right? You realize that, right? Because homie said he knows what? Both your parents' name, your name, right? Your address, your school's address or something, or like your school's name or whatever, and like your IP address. I don't even know what the hell that is, but that sounds important. You know, God, it's not over, yo. Like, cause how do you not know that the homie that knows all your personal information told somebody else? So now, although he may get locked up or he is locked up, how you know that he just didn't pass on the other information down to one of his homies? You know, you gotta, yeah. I found new life. That's weird and creepy and all that, all the above.
Remember when deep web stories were the fad? Every week you would find a new tale of someone going too far on the deep web, finding something terrible, and end up being attacked for speaking out against it.
What? Where the hell was I at? When was it? When was the deep web a thing? Fad. Fab? What do you say? Fad? Fab. Fad. I don't even know what that stands for. What is it? Fabulous? Something? I don't know. He just made it seem like, remember when deep web was the thing, it was popular or whatever? When the hell was it a thing? It should have never even been a thing. At all. That's
Story is a bit similar. The difference is I still love the deep web.
Wow.
Allow me to explain.
No, don't.
I was a senior in high school at the time, and I was definitely not a popular kid.
Okay.
My friends and I were the oddities of the school, the few people who dared to defy the norm. It was them who told me about the deep web, a place on the internet where you are completely unwatched, anonymous, capable of doing whatever you wanted. Of course, I was intrigued. Most of my friends just used it to buy drugs, but I thought a little bit bigger. I wanted to know what happened in the darkest parts of the deep web. Whether or not my friends were telling the truth when they talked about horrible fetish sites and assassins you can hire to kill anyone you'd like. Of course, I wasn't planning on using any of it. It was the mystery of it all that fascinated me. Going onto these sites would be like peering into a world only a few have ever seen. Like an entirely new experience. At the time, I was tired of the monotony of life. I would get up at the same time every day, go to school, attend the same classes, talk to the same people, go home, play video games, do homework, go to sleep, and then repeat. I wondered if other people got tired of that. Anyway, it took me a while to actually dive into the deep web. As fascinated as I was, I had been warned of what could happen to me. Who isn't afraid of being threatened by hackers or stalked by some creep you pissed off online?
Me? I am. I'm scared shitless. Out of all that you just said. I'm me. I am. Cause that's if you're not scared of any of those things that he just named.
That kind of shit kept me from actually going on the deep web. Until the day I manned up and decided that it was time. It was time to delve into the underbelly of the internet. Time to see a world that I'd only ever dreamed of. For the first week or so, it was fucking boring. It was just drug sites and stuff where people exposed government secrets, or whatever. Nothing as dark as I expected. I wasn't really into politics. I don't even do drugs. So that was useless to me. There wasn't really much I was into back then. So I was disappointed. The only reason I kept exploring was my sheer desire to experience the world I thought existed on the deep web. That world was darker than any drug site. That world had murder, torture, and all sorts of nasty shit. I eventually got my wish. The site didn't have a name. I thought it was a broken link for a bit, since it only led me to a black screen. Right before I could click out, however, a chat box opened up on the screen.
Don't do it.
Someone using the name admin typed in the chat box saying,
"Congratulations. You found the worst place on the fucking net."
Admin, the name admin sounds way too similar, or like too close to the name Adam. Adam, admin. Adam, admin. How do you, that is so clucking obvious. But it's not obvious to him because he doesn't know that anybody named Adam is you already clucking up. If you hang around with somebody named Adam, you're clucked. But it's like you didn't even try to change it. Like you didn't even try to make it. Well, admin. Wow. You couldn't just say like Michael something. You know? Adam, Michael. Adam, Michael. Two totally different names. Adam, admin. Come on, yo. Like, you have got to be, if you think Adam isn't the same name as Adam.
I stared at the screen, more bemused than afraid. It took me a moment to type back. Cool.
What?
That's all I said. What else was there to say? Hey, I'm here to see your finest torture porn. A moment after, the admin replied, "Haha. You want in?"
No.
I hesitated.
Pause.
All those horror stories were flooding back to my head. But it was too late to chicken out now.
No, it's never too late to chicken out. It's never too fucking late to chicken out, cause I do that shit all the time. You had, man, that was your last chance. Your last chance to chicken out, to haul ass out of there. That was your last chance. Now you're clocked.
This is what I came for. Even if I just clicked out at the first sign of danger,
Right.
I had to see what was there. I had to know. Not allowing myself to stop, I hesitantly typed back, "Yeah." The chat box closed, and I was led directly to what looked like a video, with another chat box next to it. There were around 5 other people there, each eagerly waiting for something. The video was in black and white, and showed a small room. The only thing inside was a wooden chair. After around 5 minutes of waiting, the door to the room opened, and a man was shoved inside. He was blindfolded, and only had on a pair of black briefs. He was followed by a woman. She was dressed in all black, and her face was covered by a mask. In an instant, the chat room went wild. I almost closed the window to spare myself, knowing immediately where this was going. But again, I told myself that this was what I wanted. Maybe not the torture, but the window into the very worst parts of the world. The woman pulled a knife from her pocket and cut off the man's blindfold as she shoved him into the chair. He didn't struggle, and once his eyes were visible, I could see why. It looked as if he had been drugged. Resisting was impossible. I frowned, glancing to the side. This was fucked up. I knew this was fucked up. My conscience told me to call the cops, or at least click off. But I forced myself to watch.
What?
She turned to the camera, pointing the knife at the man's throat. One of the people in the chat typed, "One of the fingers. Cut off one of his fingers."
What the hell?
I clenched my hands into fists, taking in a sharp breath. Was this really fucking happening? Was I going to watch this guy get mutilated as a small crowd of people watched in glee? I felt like throwing up, a feeling that only worsened when the woman nodded and then turned to the man, grabbing his limp hand and carefully slicing off one of his fingers. Blood spurted from the wound, and the man moaned in pain, but he couldn't fight back. Breathing heavily, I hovered my cursor over the X, planning on getting the fuck out of there. But I didn't. The woman looked unsatisfied, as if she thought the people in the chat could do better. Another person called for her to slice up the man's arm, and she complied. He was bleeding heavily now, clearly in deep pain. But these people were fucking sick. They were cheering her on from the chat, suggesting...
But, okay, yeah, obviously those people are sick. But it's like, you keep telling yourself, I should look away, I should go, I should click off, but you don't. So doesn't that make you sick? Doesn't that make you, yeah, I think so. You could have left several times, but you chose not to. So I think that personally makes you sick. You just don't know it yet. Listen to your gut. Listen to your shits. What's wrong with you, man?
New and painful tortures for her to inflict. Eventually, I stopped breathing heavily. I stopped feeling sick. Actually, it was starting to grow on me.
No, see, there it is.
By the end,
There it is.
the man was on the ground, covered in blood. I watched this for around half a minute. The people in the chat were starting to die down. They inflicted enough pain. They had their fun. Funny, I thought. How it was all over just when I was getting into it. I smirked. How exciting. This was better than any game I could play. Much better than any fucking class I could attend. Better than sitting with a group of fucking nobodies pretending like I cared for a goddamn second about them. This was the world I wanted to see. This was darkness. This was the underbelly. This was reality. Fucking end him. I typed in the chat for the first time. She nodded for the last time, bringing the man to his feet before slowly dragging her blade across his throat, sending more of his blood spurting out. Once it was done, she dropped him, and he fell to the ground, a lifeless husk. The people in the chat started complimenting the torturer, talking about how it had been another good time, starting to set the date for the next showing. On screen, the woman left the room, leaving the corpse behind. Of course, I quickly wrote down the date for the next showing. This was going to be a part of my life now. I was going to be a part of something bigger. I was going to command the death of these people. What a rush. So yeah, I still love the deep web. I'm in college now, and now I'm even more immersed in the deep web. I've seen shit some people would freak out just knowing exists. I finally broke the monotony of life. Isn't it inspirational?
Hell no.
How one high schooler defies the inherent boredom of his life by discovering his true passion? I love the deep web.
Yeah, I also love hauling ass too. That's what I love. I love running. Yup. I forgot he does that. Oh my God, what? I seriously forgot he does the there's always hey. I want to say just don't get on the clucking deep web. And that's it. And then cut the camera off. But it's like, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's really no other way. I mean, nothing else for me to say. Just don't get on the clucking deep web. Let me ask y'all something. Is there a phrase or a word or something that if you didn't know what it meant, it would still kind of creep you out? You know? Because I feel like the phrase deep web, I feel like that's enough for just I feel like that phrase alone is just creepy as hell. I'm trying to think of something else that like that's also kind of creepy. McDonald's, I guess. Walmart. You know. Babysitters? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of just like words or like phrases that is just naturally, like when you hear them or when you think of them or when you say them, they just creep you out. Old people. Hey man, just don't get on the deep web. I mean, it's not much to it, you know. And if you get on it, may God be with you. But I don't even think He would even save you. Just saying. And also listen to your gut. Because obviously, in the second story, homie gut was telling him several times that he needed to get the hell out of there. But he just didn't want to. He just didn't want to listen. And because of that, what is it? He's now a I want to say psychopath. Or well, he's definitely a creep. But it's like he's also like I forgot he's sick. You know, but he's clucked mentally. So I'm gonna need you to stay the hell away from me, partner. Cause yeah, that's nope. And I don't know how many times I have said this, but don't expect me to get on a deep web. You know, just for a video or a reaction. Like, you know, Gattor explores the deep web. Hell no. Not doing it. Not going to do it. Not ever going to do it. Not ever, forever going to do it. Keep it cool. Keep it classy. And I love you. Stay happy. My family.